Hello and welcome to the Unhinged Revelation program podcast. I'm Abu David.
And I am Chris. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
I am still fat.
So,
Pleasantly plump, festively plump, whatever you want to say. That is me today.
I
like the meat.
want to just take this first couple minutes. If anybody's listened to Abu Lost His Virginity program, I talked about my grandfather experience I had. I want people to know that you probably heard a couple of shows where I don't believe in like the hell is a torment forever type thing. I want you to know how I came to that realization. I had witness to my grandfather. He had amnesia, and he was in a home. And I had my dad take one of those chick tracks.
What?
Chick tracks.
What is that?
Those tracks that religious people hand out. They're cartoonish, but they talk about scripture. And,
Okay.
And it was love. It was one love. And I had my dad at the end, there's a prayer thing because I was religious at the time, thinking if you said a prayer, you'd be saved. But in that end, it talked about the love of God. So I had my dad translate that in Arabic, and I recorded it, my dad translating it. And then I played it for my grandfather. And you could see him you could see his spirit rise and come down. You could just see like the war, devil pushing down. I keep judging devil and stuff, but that's the way our life is. We have to define things. So we'll just call it devil, and we'll call it, the universal being. And you could just see the war. And he looked at me, and his eyes were wide open. And I said, yeah, I shook my head and said, yeah, believe that. And I, love you, whatever. So then, I don't know what the timetable was. He would be in hospice. And I wanted to race to see him on his deathbed to one more time witness to him. To say, I forgive you and love you. And he had passed on before I got there, and I was in tears, upset, crying. Because I believe, the church told you my grandfather would be suffering. And at his funeral, I wrote a letter to the pastor, said, the pastor said, he's in a good place. And how do you say he's in a good place after what he did and stuff like that? I wrote a letter in anger, didn't know what the heck I was talking about. And I said, you know what, God, this is bullshit. And I said that, God, this is bullshit. I want to know what this hell crap is all about right
This
now.
is bullshit, God. I'm telling you right now is bullshit.
I had this conversation because another friend whose parent died, and she was depressed for weeks on end, thinking her dad is suffering in torment for eternity. I said, this is crap. This is fucking bullshit. And I said, I had this type of wording with God. I said, you need to show me this because this is ridiculous. So he began the process of me directing me to certain research and stuff. And I came across this guy named L. Ray Smith.
God started directing you?
Yeah. Well, he puts thoughts in go search this. And I came across this guy, L. Ray Smith.
L. Ron Hubbard?
No, Smith.
Oh.
He's a guy from Florida. He's a simple person, a carpenter, construction worker. Didn't go to any seminary, schooling, all sorts of that. Wasn't involved in any institution. But again, he had the heart to search and seek. And he wrote a 450-page paper on hell, scripture-laden paper, and shows you, boom, Exodus, this, and show how that's a pagan concept, an institution, putting fear on people.
Yeah, it goes back to punishment in the Bible, remember?
Right.
That dump was actually, or hell was actually a garbage dump that was on fire that never went out.
So exactly, he used that word eternal, how eternal is, in the Concord is an age, a period of time, but there's also forever. So you have to decipher with the Spirit. And that came to my knowledge of, the institutions are demonic, any institution. And if you challenge any institution, you are met with ostracization, ridicule, death, threats, all sorts of stuff. And that's why I made, when he said, why are you bringing this on the first show? All the stuff that I went through, because I said, there's nothing anyone can say to me do to me that's gonna. I've been dealt everything, bullying, called stupid, called crazy by religious people, molested, seeing my sister, stuff like that. And yes, I even been shot at. And that's my first question to you is, when's the first time you ever smoked weed?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't smoke. I don't smoke weed now.
No, you never did at all in your history of your life?
No, I did. I
Because I'm going to relay a story when I did after your story.
First time I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I just took one hit. And the second time, I think it was my probably around 1991, 92, 93. 93 it was about, because my daughter was just 1 year old. And I was so drunk that we had a party at our house, and so I tried to take a couple hits, but yeah, I can't smoke.
So the first time I did, I
remember the first time that I really took weed from your damn brownie, and I couldn't move for 3 days. You're cemented, dude. Yeah, you think?
So,
because of my brother's infinite wisdom, eat it all. You're on the other side going, no. He's yeah. Me, you, and the dog, and my brother are stoned out of our mind. We couldn't move.
Your brother actually gave some to the dog, right?
Yeah.
The same dog that's barking, if you can hear in the background.
Yeah, maybe she needs more.
Oh, my goodness.
Then he put the pizza in and never turned the oven on, remember? Oh, yeah, man. Hey. I forgot to turn the oven on, man. Cool.
So I was Catholic at the time.
Oh, that makes a difference?
Here we go. Jeez. Okay, I'll just give you a plain. I'll give you the burger.
What the hell? You want me to do this shit, and then the minute I do, you go, oh my God.
I'll give you the burger with plain burger, without the pickles.
They ain't no Donald.
I was with two Hispanic guys.
Okay. Oh, now they got to be Hispanic.
Yeah,
why can't they just be guys?
They were, because I got to use a voice.
Oh, okay. You're going to use the Hispanic voice?
Yeah.
Oh, stay tuned, folks.
So, it was actually my assistant coach. You remember that girl I told you about that had the gun pulled to her head?
Yeah.
And I was at the point where I didn't give a shit about life anymore. He's like, I don't give a fuck. You know what? The hell with it. Life's not going the way I wanted to. It's still not going the way I want to.
All right, we got to figure out what you're talking about, because you just opened this up with two things now. When's the first time you smoked weed? But the second thing you said is, what you first led with was, have you ever been shot at?
Yeah.
So where are you going with this? Weed or shot?
They're both the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we go to my friend. Abu, why don't you come to
This is your Spanish voice.
Yeah, my Spanish voice.
Okay.
Come to my cousin. My cousin, what was his name?
Hey, if you're gonna do a voice, just go all in. Just do it.
Why don't you come to my cousin Wano, or what's his name? Freaking crap. Boots. Come to Boots' house.
That was his name, Boots.
Boots, yeah. They were part of I don't know if they were still part of a gang at the time.
So it's just a pair of cowboy boots walking around with eyes?
No,
Hey, Holmes!
So they're part of an ex-gang, okay?
What gang?
I'm not going to get into the gang. Yeah.
I was like, oh, did you...
Forget the gang. But they were part of the gang. So we went to his house, and they had Mickey's beer.
Oh, yeah.
And so I said, yeah, I'll take a beer, and took some vodka, and they were smoking blunts and shit. And I decided to do it with vodka and Mickey's. I was fucked up. I go, oh, Abu, you combining vodka with Mickey's? I'm like, yeah. I don't give a shit.
Gotta listen to them Spaniards. They're professionals.
so we're getting in the house, and I'm just like wobbling like this, and I was driving a Quest van at the time.
There's your problem.
14.
Well, now we know why it took you to 29 to get laid.
So
who getting laid in a Quest van?
So this happened on 14th in Dakota, in south side of Milwaukee. So we're walking out to to go to Boots' house, and I am obviously not driving home. I said he had to drive. No, actually, I was going to drive, actually. But then there's this pickup truck that pulled over, and it's like driving slow. And my Hispanic friend had like one of those black trench coats. And the guys in the pickup truck are looking at.
Did he have a mullet?
In the pickup truck?
No.
No,
the guy in a trench coat.
No, he is bald.
Trying to get a visual here.
No, he was bald. He kind of looks like Dave Bautista.
Really?
Yeah. So he goes, my Hispanic friend goes, "What's up?" Like what's up like that?
Throwing his hands in the air.
Right.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the pickup truck pulls into the alley, and I'm hearing pop, 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 pop. I'm like, well, what the hell? Is fireworks going on here? He goes, no, but they're shooting us. Get a fucking van. I'll drive. So Boots goes in the van, and he's like, they pull the seat back like this, and he's driving like this.
In your plush Quest van?
Yeah. So he pulled the hell out of it, zoom the frick out of there, go to his room, and go to his apartment. And, they had one of those in the alley, park behind the house. So I'm on the couch. I'm laughing my ass off because it was the first time I got high, and it was one of those laughing weed type things. So and eventually I fall asleep. Next thing I know, they shaved my eyebrow.
Just one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You jackasses. They had like shaving cream on my face. And like, you fuckers. So I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go home and stuff. So I go.
But that's not what a man of God would say.
So I said, yeah, I'm ready to go home. I'm going to go home. And I go down to the car. There's a bullet hole right below the gas tank.
Holy crap.
Yeah. If there's any spark, that thing blows up. And
it's in the movies.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
The fumes are more dangerous. If you hit a full gas tank, it's just going to puncture a hole.
But here's the thing, though. The alley was here. The van is like right here. And I'm standing like right here, like right on the edge.
Oh, I'm not discrediting any fear that you had because we all would have been the same way.
So nobody got injured, thank God. But I just go to show you that I've been protected. I'm probably protected as the years gone by. So that was my smoking
Nice.
weed story. Yeah, it was a bang. And when I do everything, it comes out like a bang.
She bang.
So we need to address the elephant in the room called what's going on right now. Oh, what's going on right now? It sounds like military helicopters right now.
Coming right for us.
So
I know it's not my kid cutting the grass.
So what was your first So what was your first reaction when you heard that the president got COVID?
Ha 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 ha. My first reaction was, are you ready for this? Mm-hmm. Here we go. He's going to go into 2 weeks of hiding, and shit's going to hit the fan everywhere. He didn't stay at the White House. Melania did, and now they're, he's supposed to be at Walter Reed, and he's canceling his tour dates now, which is the sensible thing to do, whether he believes it or not. Unfortunately.
So here, you can take this here and plug that into the thing.
And
I'm gonna play like a video, I think.
So
I don't know if this is true or not, but it could be on the right path. Yeah, so that's what you.
Yeah, I'll just stop now then.
No, go ahead, keep going. No, keep going.
Oh, now you did it. So yeah, I don't.
It's right there. Oh, I'm sorry, I get you up there. So that's the first thought you had without like reading anything. That's the first thought you had.
Yeah. What better way to stall this election, or besides this stupid mail-in voting that's going to just be a complete disaster, and everything. He's not going to be able to tour. He probably ain't going to be able to do his next debate now, because the next debate is on the 15th. So, like I said before, I think this is going to. It's done. All right, next.
So
I don't want.
So what is it in?
Yeah, that's what she said. I'm done, baby. So you got a shoehorn or some shit?
So my first thought was I just find it convenient that Mike Lee and Ron Johnson now got COVID, and they're the ones attacking the Mueller investigation, Russian collusion.
Really?
But this is after. But my first thought was, before I did research and stuff like that, you remember when Trump said on the COVID, I give my administration A+ for the preparations we did with the ventilators and the masks and stuff like that, but I give my administration a D in public relations. So what better way to either, I don't know if he has it or not, but to say you have COVID, and now you're forced to have everybody come out and see what you're taking to help with it.
It's undisclosed. It's supposed to be some trial thing.
and he's a
which don't make sense.
well. Let's say he's taking zinc, he's taking
Well,
melatonin, he's taking famotidine or whatever,
Niner.
Regeneron or whatever the heck it is.
But just stop for 1 second and think. If you're the president of the United States and people are trying, damn well people are trying to off this guy,
I understand that.
So where would you as a president trust, and who would you trust when they say, we're going to give you this vaccine and, we don't know if it works and blah, blah, blah. What is it called? Where's it from? Well, this is what it's called. This is where it's from Russia. Oh, shit. See, I just might answer the question. Maybe it's the Russian vaccine. Why is he even taking a damn vaccine if you don't believe in it? It'll pass. Let it go. Let it go. So what if I shart once in a while? It's okay. I got black pants.
But what you saw though, on the networks is they say old people in his age can survive without if they don't have a better chance 94% if they don't have pre-existing condition. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. So they got this thing where people have high blood pressure, diabetes.
That's a bunch of BS.
All sorts of
We're
stuff.
all messed up no matter what you do. They're just trying to tag it. So they give more reasons to attach it to death. Because 90% of the population are snack asses and are overweight, have diabetes, smoke or do drugs or do alcohol. So they're throwing a big, huge dart, or they're throwing a little dart at a big, huge target. And they don't care where it lands because they have all them things to say. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm talking about 9% survival rate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but people have the pre-existing condition have a harder time.
No, that's what I'm saying. The BS of the pre-existing condition. Yes, if somebody's in the hospital with a very bad pneumonia or lung problems or heart problems and are very, very, very sick, I could understand. But if somebody like me goes in because I got a cough and then all of a sudden I die from it, no, I don't believe it. Because I'm fat. I mean, look at me. They consider me morbidly obese, the government. Mm-hmm. So why? Because I ate 2 Big Macs, so I'm going to die now from COVID, I got movies. If you got movies, you're gonna die. Don't get COVID if you got movies.
Oh no, I'm not talking about. It's like a cyanide or drinking bleach. He died like right on the spot, but you have a harder time to overcome it, and he possibly could. Why do they say blacks and Hispanics have a 3 times more death rate with COVID than anything?
It's got to be something that's targeting their genetics
or their diet. Or look at their diet.
Yeah, it could be, but
hot flaming Cheetos. Soda, McDonald's menu. I'm not saying all.
Ooh, who eats the McDonald's menu?
I'm not saying all. Well, if you're poor, you can't obviously afford, some of the stuff. So you go buy $1. Now here brings up a good point. If you want to make laws, okay, on which I've said are not conducive for humanity or morals, I would make a law if you get a Quest card that you need to buy these certain food items like a WIC and make sure they're healthy if you really care for people. Because when I was working at a department store and people use a Quest card, they were buying ding dongs, frozen foods, processed foods, canned stuff. You didn't see too much fresh fruits and vegetables. You didn't see like healthy meats and stuff like that. It was all fried stuff. Well, make a law then that says, yeah, if you're gonna do that, you got to do this. You have to specify what they can have. Now, if you don't like that, then get your damn self a job and find stuff to get.
Got to have a job.
But I want to play this Robert Steele because he's pretty much saying what you're saying. Talking about there's been an attempt, I guess. So, but I just find it fascinating.
This is the second time now that he's been rushed to Walter Reed.
Yeah, the first time
that we know of.
Yeah, the first time he was poisoned, I think, and that kind of freaked out the. Where is it? He was so okay. Where the hell? Oh, where the heck is it now? Did they take it off my thing?
Well, they do that sometimes. They just 86 the video.
They can't take it off my history channel.
Yeah, off your. Yeah, they can. When they delete the video, it automatically deletes from your history, deletes from your watch later, everything. Any list you had it on, like channel, it's all gone.
You know Robert Carpenter, John Carpenter is.
Isn't he the movie guy?
Yeah, They Live.
Uh huh.
You ever see They Live with Roddy Piper?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's got some other good ones though.
he did. John Carpenter did.
He did Prince of Darkness. Oh,
No, what's the movie? It was an alien movie back in the early '80s or late '70s.
Yeah,
Close Encounters.
Body Snatchers.
No, it's Close Encounters.
Oh, well, yeah, he does a good job.
I think
yeah.
he did that.
He did then one with like I texted you Demi Moore, The Seventh Sign.
I didn't see that one.
It gets into the spiritual stuff.
I saw the text, but I didn't see the movie.
But it gets into the thing. I'm not gonna tell the story, but they're just like a slow person. I think it's Corky. He played a prisoner who had incest by his parents. He killed his parents. He goes, God told me to do that. See, God doesn't tell you to do that, guys, to kill people. All right. He does not do that at all. But you see the kingdom gospel in those movies at Carpenter, because everybody's so focused on the kingdom gospel because that's what Jesus said, the kingdom gospel. But here's Robert Steele talking about. It's entitled "Tortoise Assassination Threats: 4 Human Teams, 1 Domestic Scaler." So here we go. 5 minutes.
What the president went into Walter Reed on COVID-19. I'm pretty sure he does not have COVID-19, and neither does the first lady. Understanding is that he and all members of Congress have been taking HCQ with the supplements, including zinc, ever since the French doctor Renault demonstrated that it had a 100% success rate. Congress has been very, very hypocritical in denying the rest of us this HCQ. Now CDC is coming around. They've admitted that only 10,000 people have actually died from the strong version of the flu called COVID-19. The president, I think, has been forced to play along, and I believe that he's beginning the 10 days of darkness, and hopefully he is going to survive. However, Dave Hodges has done a very, very good report on 4 assassination attempts that are normal, conventional human teams, one of which is, I think, a Zionist false flag pretending to be an Iranian assassination team. And I have just received an alert on a scalar warfare attack against the president, which is much, much serious and the one thing that could actually kill him. Let's start with Dave Hodges. This is Dave's report, excellent report. And it was published on Saturday, and it coincides with stuff Steve Quayle is saying. It looks at the reasons why the president would go into motion and hiding, if you will. And it has a piece here on DEA saying that Iranian intelligence has produced information that one of the teams is Iranian. That's not true. I know this situation pretty well, and I'm very experienced with Zionist deceptions. Just as we did Patton's Third Army as a fake army with signals pretending to be a fake army, the Israelis brilliantly, they're very good at this, brilliantly put talking rocks into Gaddafi's compound and simulated Gaddafi supporting global terrorism with two-way traffic that was actually created by the Israelis. In Syria, they simulated Syrian officers in the clear saying, send me more sarin gas. You know, this is idiocy. So this Iranian one is a false flag. Even though Soleimani is alleged to have died, he may actually be alive. And if he's alive and John F. Kennedy Jr. is alive, and we find this out before Election Day, it's a whole new ballgame. But even if Soleimani were to have been assassinated while on a diplomatic mission protecting the U.S. Embassy by stopping the riots outside the embassy that threatened it, the proportional response would be Secretary Pompeo, which for me would be a good thing. This guy has betrayed the president at multiple levels and thrown his hat in with the CIA. Unless, of course, he's a deception operation by the president, who is a genius. Now, let me go to my scalar warfare thing. I'm just going to give you a quick glance at my Steele report. This is what I publish on Mondays behind a paywall. And this is the one that's going to come out on Monday. These are the 5 topics. Assassination threats against the president are the top one. Scalar warfare, or energetics, or gravitobiology, is time and space, multidimensional, frequency, energy warfare. And the problem with it is you cannot detect it or stop it at the point of impact. You have to detect it and stop it at the point of emission. There's some who say that Chernobyl was a U.S. counterattack for a Russian scalar warfare attack on the U.S. Faraday boxes do not stop scalar warfare attacks. And even if the president is being moved constantly, he has an electromagnetic footprint, particularly the massed radios from a secret service detail. It's a very simple thing to track the president if he retains the electromagnetic footprint. So I don't know what to do with this other than share it. You know, we are collective intelligence, and among the people that watch me are probably people that talk to the First Lady. So I'm doing what I can as a patriot. I've sent it toward the president by a trusted channel. I'm not bothering with the Secret Service because I don't think they know what they don't know, and they would write me off as a lunatic. Let me say this, and I say this at the end of my email to my trusted person. I serve America and the president with integrity, and that includes the willingness to run the risk of being considered crazy by passing on information that I believe in good faith is helpful to keeping our president and the First Lady alive and serving America. God bless you all. God bless America, and God bless the President of the United States of America and the First Lady, Melania Trump.
So
So
if he's that smart to start dodging people, why is he? Do they honestly think he's gonna be that dumb to keep his footprint digitally?
yeah.
That don't make no sense. Of course, we know that he can't stop twittering, so
Well, first of all,
tweeting, whatever. The
yeah.
flip
Well,
you
this
call
guy's
it.
name is Robert Steele. He's ex-CIA. So he was a patriot, one of the good guys, a low-level CIA people that were not low. He's
Not all CIAs are patriots.
well, not all of them are. Not all FBI are either. But he says something about Zionism. And if people don't know what Zionism, and again, that's an organization that they believe they can bring in the heavenly kingdom on planet Earth, and they're using the Christian institution. These are the fake Jews, by the way.
Fake Jews, all fake.
You know
I'd vote for you, but you're fake.
the ones that the Bible talks about, the synagogue of Satan. That's who the Zionists are. They're the synagogue of Satan. I find it very fascinating. That's one of the churches mentioned in the Revelation. And it's
Synagogue of Satan is in the Book of Revelation.
yes, it is.
Where? What does it say? Fourscore and 14 devils ago.
Now
I had a
again,
dog that licked pizza once. Did I tell you that?
no.
Yep. While you're looking that up,
Okay, go ahead.
we were offering him a piece of pizza. Me, my brother, and
What kind of dog was it?
golden retriever. Best dog ever.
Was it?
Yep.
It wasn't like Chloe.
No.
Oh, okay.
This dog wouldn't bark at you to save his life. He was a loving dog. So we're sitting there watching wrestling, and we're eating pizza, and me and my brother, the dog would be part of the family. He would eat with us.
Right.
You know, so whatever we eat, he would get. So we each have a piece of pizza, and we give one to Buddy. Of course, golden retriever named Buddy is
Buddy.
pretty weird. Actually, his name was Fella, and he was named Buddy Love.
Buddy Love.
Buddy
That's
Love.
like that wrestler. Okay.
Nutty Professor, Buddy Love, the alter ego.
Oh, but yeah.
So we put it on a plate and put it on the TV tray thing for him to take. And he kept looking at us, and he had funny eyebrows, really funny eyebrows. You could tell his facial expressions, and he could do the Rock. One eyebrow could go up at one time.
Oh, really?
It was just genius. I loved it. We used to draw eyebrows on him with marker.
So who do you look like? Who look like? He looked like more like you or Jeff or your dad. They say the dog's arm looks like the dog looks like their
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, all three of us really didn't have a long nose, so I don't know. So he wouldn't take it. Finally, he walks up to the piece of pizza, he licks it, and backs up right away and just starts looking at me and my brother. His eyebrows are going up and down like, who's going to yell at me first?
That's what Michael Bloomberg did with that pizza.
That's why I
I call him Bloomberg.
That's why I brought up the story, because that's exactly what our dog did. We were laughing our ass off.
What virus? He had the virus.
So finally, we convinced him that it was okay to take the pizza. So then he walked around with it in his mouth for 15 minutes. He's all proud that he got a piece of pizza. When he gets stuff all the time. That's the funny part.
Yeah, well, Mike Mugler gets everything all the time too. A billionaire. Okay, so it's not, it's not classified as it. It says a letter to the church in Smyrna and Philadelphia.
Vodka? Smirnoff?
It says, hear the words of Jesus, who is the first and last. He is the one who died and came to life again. He says, I know that you suffer. This is the church of Smyrna. And are poor, but you are rich. Some people say they are Jews, but are not. I know that their words are evil. Their worship comes from Satan. Don't be afraid of what you are doing to suffer. I tell you, the devil will put some of you in prison to test you. You will be, again, the dark serves the light. I tell you, the devil will put some of you in prison to test you. You will be treated badly for 10 days. Be faithful. Even if it means you must die, then I will give you life as your crown of victory. Well, that's kind of cryptic right now.
Yeah, especially
10 days.
Nostradamus' prediction of the last Antichrist is that when you know we're close, when the father and his two sons die, and they're brought into the street for the whole world to see, and then they are resurrected.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people thought for a while it was Saddam Hussein and his sons, but
Yeah.
who knows?
Now, this is a letter to the church of Philadelphia. We'll get to even more. It says, here's what I command you to write to the church of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Hear the words of Jesus, who is holy and true. He holds the key of David, the Star of David. No one can shut what he opens, and no one can open what he shuts. He says, I know what you are doing. Look, I have put an open door in front of you. No one can shut it. I know that you don't have much strength, but you have obeyed my word. You have not said no to me. Some people claim they are Jews, but are not. They are liars. Their worship comes from Satan. I will make them come and fall down at your feet. I will make them say in public that I have loved you. You have kept my command to remain strong in faith no matter what happens. I will keep you from that time of suffering. So that's what it mentions in the King James Bible, the synagogue of Satan. But basically, the worship of Satan is basically humanism. Satan says there is no God. I'm God. Just like what humans say, like my dad said, I'm God. So that's what the human thing is. I want to talk about. I didn't tell you my business idea, did I? We talked about that for a business. You want to have people. You want to help people. 2 business ideas. Number 1, find a standing driving car.
That helps.
There are a lot of people that
wait.
I might ask.
Find a standing
Where you can
driving car.
Where you can drive and stand at the same time. Like a Segway.
Yeah.
But it's a car. Because there are people that suffer with sciatic.
Oh, build one.
Yeah.
Oh, you used to find. I'm like, yeah, build one. That's a good idea.
Because I have an ass. My ass hurts when I'm driving because I have a sciatic nerve issues, my back and stuff like that.
All right.
Well, you can make it both ways. You can put the seat down, seat up. My friend said UPS drivers used to stand and drive.
Yeah, they did.
But you should make it like a Pinto or a van or something with a standing thing.
It'd have to be a van, dude, because it'd be 6 foot tall, 7 foot tall, 8 foot tall.
Okay.
Punch.
Or it could be like Fred Flintstone, a deep down into the thing, almost touching the ground, and you can push the gas pedal or whatever.
Yeah.
So all you little millennials. And then my second thing is, how like they have miniature golf places with different obstacles to hit the ball. Have you seen some of these miniature golf places on the YouTube?
No.
Oh my goodness, they're outstanding! Like all sorts of contraptions.
You got too much time on your hands.
No, because I was miniature golfing in Plymouth, and there's this guy and this girl who goes and tour nation, and they'll do videos on miniature golfing. This chick is hot, but yeah, so they go touring, and they went to like St. Louis and different Texas. Holy cow, they got some outstanding. I'll show it to you when we're off air.
I'll take your word for it.
Then the second one thing. So instead of making miniature golf thing, you could do pool tables. You have like one hole, but there's also like obstacles to get the ball into the hole. So you can have like a hill bump and stuff like that. And you have to have the right speed and all that kind of stuff to get the
That's
ball.
actually a good idea.
So 18, like how they roll.
So do you have to shoot it like a pool? Like
yeah.
cue ball has to contact your next shot? You know what I'm saying, right?
No, you make
like if you're playing 9-ball,
no, there's no 9-ball. You just make a big.
No, I'm just using it for an example.
Uh-huh.
So you gotta hit the cue ball first, and then the cue ball has to hit your next shot, your ball.
No, it's just a cue ball. That's it.
And
it's miniature pool.
Yeah.
There's no other balls in there.
All right.
So you make it like big. You can make it like, I don't know, 12 feet long table with obstacles. You can put like a little circus or whatever and try to get through a tunnel or whatever and see if you can get in the hole. So in essence, the pool stick is your putter, and the hole is one hole in the pool table. And you can make like 24 of those.
That's kind of a good idea.
So those are my 2 business ideas.
Sweet. Nice.
Now I want.
Welcome to Abu's 2 Business Ideas,
Thank you.
where he likes to talk about beating his balls all around the table.
And I was waiting for that. So I mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to talk. Okay, so obviously we're in a political season here, and everybody thinks they know what system of government or a business system is the number one. I wanted to go through again because everybody has this philosophy that's 100% right and the other thing is wrong. I'm a firm believer that there's positives to communism, socialism, and free market, not capitalism. Capitalism is what it says it is. You're capitalizing on a small person. Big corporation capitalizing on the small. It's like take a small A and you make the A capitalized. Okay?
What do you think taxes are to this country, to us? They're capitalizing on us working.
Right. But people bastardize capitalism. Oh, shit. I just screwed this up, I think. Hold on. God darn it. Oh, bless America.
Shit, man, shit. Come on. Shit, man, shit.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, hold on.
Hold on.
So have you watched any of those movies I suggested?
How about no? The one I have completely no interest in watching, the abortion one.
Really?
Yeah, there's one that you did send me that I want to watch. So
then why can't I discuss the abortion one then?
Because I don't want you to ruin for other people that haven't seen it yet.
They're gonna see it.
Well, maybe they want to. Maybe they want to. What is the deal?
Okay, you remember how?
Can you imagine Seinfeld right now? He's walking around with 60 Minutes, and they're talking about this COVID, and I can see Seinfeld now. What is the deal?
Okay, you remember they had the Trump taxes? Do you see what someone
$750?
Okay. He paid millions. The $750 was an additional that they left out as an addition to the millions he had to pay. They found out there's $750 more he had to pay. But the mainstream will say, well, he paid $750. No, he paid millions, but they found out they had to pay more, so he had to pay an extra $750. But one of the things in the deductions he had was $72,000 for his haircut.
I saw that.
So my thing is, do you think the mafia is able to deduct cement cinder blocks, cement for their business?
Frankie, you say you got a pallet of blocks here. I only see one. I had to use the other one, huh?
No, I wonder if the mafia actually if they actually
No, the mafia is all cash. But it's a good concept. It's funny. That would actually be a super hilarious skit. The mafia turning in the receipts.
No,
that would be awesome.
I bet you Al Capone.
Well, in theory, if they have a legitimate job, like if they're trying to embezzle money through a casino, yeah. Talk to Frankie Four Fingers, huh? Hey, you got any receipts, Frankie? No, I do. I got tools. I got a couple of hammers, an axe, a saw, hey, and, a couple bricks. All right, that's all write-offs. Keep that. Freddie, forgot his damn name. Frankie.
Frankie. Hold on, I'm trying to find his damn phone.
Forget about it, huh?
But-
I got receipts for everything. What do you need, huh? What do you need?
But here's the thing: if you're gonna open a business, Bible sets some guidelines.
Oh, of course they did. Now the Bible sets guidelines for businesses.
No, it says to treat your master well, to treat your slaves well. But the slaves meaning like
Slaves.
I'm not talking about I'm talking about common field, but slaves meant like workers. Okay.
That's what a slave is.
So if you have the law of the spirit within you, and to give a wage to your employees, you have to give them a living wage, to give them some dignity.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's what I'm saying. That's why humans are losing. They're too humanistic, too focused on profits, and wanting to punish people. So I'm not saying that you have to give a salary where they go get a Lamborghini. Now, if you want to get a Lamborghini and all these fancy cars, like you have to work your ass off for it. But as far as like the basic necessities, room, shelter, and clothing, it's incumbent upon you. If you want to get a blessing or something from God, that you take care of your employees. And some people do, and some people don't. Henry Ford always gave a salary that they would they could buy the cars that Henry Ford made. But here's a different economic system. Capitalism is based on private ownership of means of production and on individual economic freedom. Most of the means of production, such as factories, businesses, are owned by private individuals and not by the government. Okay, very nice. Private owners make decisions about what and when to produce and how much products should cost. Other characteristics of capitalism include the following: free competition. The basic rule of capitalism, what I could call free market, is that people should compete freely without interference from the government or any other outside force. Now, here's where the plus and minus come from. That John D. Rockefeller said competition is a sin. Why? Because the elites don't want to work for anything. Once they get theirs, they want to put you out of business because they don't want to compete with you. So that's where people get the negative sour on capitalism, quote unquote, and free market as being a shitty system. No, it's the people that have no spirituality, no morals, no values. Remember that story about Standard Oil? What happened with Standard Oil?
No.
Well, the story goes that John D. Rockefeller owned Standard Oil, and they wanted a business. They wanted this gas station. I don't know if it was in the country or whatever. And the owner said, no, it's not for sale. I'm not selling. And they'd send representatives to the same owner day in, day out and kind of coerce him to do it. He said, no, it's not for sale. What don't you understand? I'm not selling it. So they would send another representative and said, hey, you can run the company. Your family still can run the company. We're just going to buy it off you. What don't you guys understand? So Rockefeller decided, after all this stuff, to build a gas station opposite him and charge gasoline free until he drove those guys out of business because he didn't want any competition. And that's what big corporations do. No, here's the thing. You compete with the skills you have. So if you're a company, I'm a company, and you decide you're doing a lot of things better, I shouldn't have to send a mole or send characters into your business, steal from you, steal your ideas, and things. So that's how capitalism gets the negative thing. So that's capitalism, supply and demand. So a free market. You have a product, you go to the flea market, and if people want it, they'll buy it. If they don't, well, then you don't sit there, sulking over it. Use your mind and come up with something different. And I'm telling you, if you come up with a business that's going to help humanity, all right, socially, economically, physically, what's another? Economically, physically, spiritually, mentally, cognitively, a tutoring system, a tutoring company to help kids that can't read or write, or foreigners that can't read or write. Open a business like that. That's why I didn't get be a doctor, lawyer, or this stuff, because you have to be in an institution. I don't want to follow no institution's way of doing stuff. Like I said, I used to teach a Bible ministry at church. But you have the pastor over your head, listen to what you're preaching, what you're teaching the youngsters, because you thought that not what you're teaching sent that person to heaven or hell. No, dude, I'm not gonna teach what you want me to teach. I got the Spirit. I believe in God, and God's gonna show me how to teach something. That's why I do a podcast, because I'm not gonna follow any institution. That's why I don't do stand-up comedy for comedy clubs, because they want you to. They got this cookie cutter crap that they want you to see. They don't like people independent, free thinker comedians, and that's why people have to do stuff on their own. I think you were designed to be in business for yourself. You weren't designed to be like Walmart that sells 50,000 products, okay? And to like take out the little man, you know? Little man should have like a hardware company. Another person will have like home and good. Each aisle that these big store things have could be 50 businesses, and then you would have jobs for everybody instead of just one corporation ruining the whole damn country or countryside. And what's your take on that?
Yeah, what you said.
So there's elements of capitalism that's good. Competition, free market. You create something with less regulations as possible. Why do you think we have regulations? Because people decide to cheat the system. Farmers market. That's a classic example of a free market. The flea market. Now, communism. The most important thing of communism is that no private ownership of property should be allowed. Marx believed that private ownership encouraged greed and motivated people to knock out the competition, no matter what the consequences. Property should be shared, and people should ultimately control the economy. The government should exercise control in the name of the people, at least in the transition between capitalism and communism. Well, if you look at the word communism, it has communes in it. Now, there's communes that people have housing, they share housing. Each person contributes to that community. It's not just 3-4 people and everybody sits on their ass and does something. So there's negative aspects and there's positive aspects of communism. So then we'll go to socialism. So socialism, like communism, calls for the putting of major means of production.
Come here, Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey.
Come here.
The dogs. Who let the dogs out? Because dogs are coming in. Socialism, like communism, calls for putting the major means of production in the hands of the people, either directly or through the government. Socialism believes that wealth and income should be shared more equally among people. Socialists differ from communists in that they do not believe that the workers will overthrow capitalists suddenly and violently, nor do they believe that all private property should be eliminated. Their main goal is to narrow, not totally eliminate, the gap between the rich and the poor. The government, they say, has the responsibility to redistribute the wealth to make a society more fair and just. There is no purely capitalist or communist economy in the world today. The capitalist United States has a social security system and a government-owned postal service. Communist China now allows its citizens to keep some of the profits they earn. These categories are models designed to shed greater light on different economic systems. So if you just look at the world, not everybody wants bling bling. Not everybody wants cars and fancy stuff like that. I don't. That stuff doesn't faze me. If you're one of those people, then work hard for it. Not everybody's going to be rich. Not everybody's going to be middle class. But hopefully everybody can have some kind of dignity. The 3 basic necessities if they just choose to work. There are some necessities for government interventions. Obviously, there are people that need help for whatever reason. Because like I said in earlier podcasts, we chose to be what we are. So not one person can say 100% this is this or this is this. You take a combination of socialism and communism and free market. I guarantee you though, when you get to the nirvana heavenly thing, there is no private property because it's all God's. There is no poor. There is no middle class. There is no rich. So now again, so if you want to be rich, go ahead and work for it. For me, I'm happy with a 1-bedroom because I'm not married. I'm happy with a functional car. I'm happy with having less stuff.
Happy.
I'm happy with less stuff because all that stuff doesn't do anything for me. Because you get a big ass house with 2 people, 5-bedroom mansion. What? Who's gonna clean that place? You have to hire people, and then this gets more of a headache and stuff like that. But if that's your desire, that's your desire. I'm happy just, eating out with somebody, sharing a laugh, playing miniature golf, going golfing. Vacations, I'd rather go on a trip of mushrooms or freaking peyote than go on a trip to Las Vegas. A trip on mushrooms is way better. You get to see a lot of different things. I'm about pleasing 5 senses. Did you hear about that guy that died? And he said he saw heaven?
Which guy?
It's
There's a million of them.
It's an old guy, but he said he saw a flower.
When was this?
That was on one of those short YouTube stories. And
What is it? New or is it old?
No, I saw it a couple days ago.
I know you. If you saw it a couple days ago, doesn't make it new.
Oh, no.
Did you see when it was released?
No, I didn't. But he said the flower was so beautiful and different color you've never seen before. And it was
A lot of people report that.
and it was praising, the creator.
Nice.
And that's also mentioned in the Bible that the trees clap, for the creator. Because all this is energy.
Trees clap on mushrooms too.
Because all this is energy again. This energy. So God is energy. And that's why I don't believe that, these nihilists and anti-nihilists, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So you can't destroy it. Energy. It's going to go somewhere. So yeah, 3 power movies I saw with Just Mercy, Unplanned, and I saw Bombshell, the story of
Richard Jewell.
Roger Ailes,
Who's that?
the Fox executive, not the owner. Rupert Murdoch owns Fox, but Roger Ailes was like the guy in charge of it.
And what was his story?
Well, his story was he got accused for sexual. He hired blonde chicks, and he got
Were they underage?
no. They
Then
were
who gives a shit? Let the guy do what he wants.
no.
If the women don't want to do, if the women are participating willingly, then and they want to collect the money, that's who cares?
Well, that's the point. That suppose they weren't. So that Megyn Kelly and
Oh,
who's the other one that left? Greta made comments like it's showing the movie that he would say like turn around, drop your pants, stuff like that.
that was different than he's doing sexual harassment shit.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
But here's the thing. These are old women. I mean, these are women, and you had the choice when you start to do that to say, you know what, goodbye, I'm not doing that. But you chose to do that. You chose to take your pants off or do it to hell because you wanted to get in that position. And so
They were scared.
Scared.
Yeah. They felt intimidated or threatened. So if they don't do what he wants,
They get fired.
they get fired. Exactly.
Well, then go to a different company.
Well, I'm sure it doesn't work like that. I'm sure he can make one phone call and make their careers messed up, which is not fair, but unfortunately it's a sad truth.
I have kind of less compassion for like adult women, adult males that you're given a choice versus children that are 12, 13 years old that are not given that opportunity. Like,
Well, definitely. That's a no-brainer.
but nobody comments on the children that are not of age or maybe of age but have no mental adult capacity. They say adult children once every 40 seconds is kidnapped. Are we doing anything? Oh, speaking of which, you see Joe Montana?
That's why I stay fat. They can't kidnap you in 40 seconds.
You see Joe Montana?
No.
He had to
I saw something.
he had to fight off would-be kidnappers of their grandchildren.
Wow.
So
That's a real life. What is that? There was a movie about that. When Nicolas Cage was in it. Something, Raising Arizona or something like that? Something like that.
uh-huh.
Raising Arizona. I'm almost positive that's what it was.
Where they kidnap children?
Yeah, they kidnap him and they hold him for ransom.
Oh, that sounds familiar. But Just Mercy was about the death penalty.
Yep, Raising Arizona, 1987.
So Just Mercy was it starred Jamie Foxx and Terrence
What was that about?
Howard. It's based on a true story about a lawyer who was black, It has to be black because
Yeah.
that's what the true story was. He came from Harvard, but he wanted to help people on death row who were wrongly incarcerated. Now, when you talk about cops pulling you over, in that movie, is it Terrence Howard? Whatever. I don't know. It's not Terrence Howard. It's a different guy. But the lawyer gets pulled over for no reason because he's helping Jamie Lee Foxx character. Fox got arrested because, incidentally, can't make this up. The place that this happened was in Montgomery, Alabama, or some county in Montgomery. The same place where To Kill a Mockingbird was. The judge's name was Robert Lee something, right?
They're all Robert Lee down there.
So Jamie Lee's character gets busted because he had like an adulterous affair with some guy's wife who was white. And you know those guys in Alabama, some of those cops, don't take kindly to that. And so he was charged with murder, which he didn't commit murder, but he did, his past of adultery. They felt, well, if you commit adultery, then you must have done this. So the whole movie is about this guy trying to get this guy off. But again, we're talking about unconditional love and remorse. There was a black guy who was on death row. Yeah, he was in the army, he served, but he had like PSD. And he bombed something because he thought he was still at war. And he during the movie, he felt remorse and he felt contrite and like that. But that's man. It doesn't matter. Kill him. But that's what humanity is about. Now, is there a place for a person? Again, see, this is where karma and all this kind of stuff happen that you can't. Is there a place for death? I mean, if you're a predator, I guess, and there is no there, and some are like that where you're done. I mean, there's no rehabilitation. So I don't know how I fall on that. I just life as much as possible. Abortion, if a person has ancestral and rape, it wasn't their choice to have that done to them. But so those sort of movies that I watched. I like movies now that stir up an emotion.
Nice. Have you ever seen Constantine with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, I don't remember like in depth like that.
I just watched it last night.
What's so pertinent in that?
The portals of hell are opening and demons are starting to get through. Some demons that aren't supposed to even be on this plane. And then the church wouldn't believe him that these demons are coming through. And he's like, yeah, I've already exorcised a few of them. It's not true. And of course it was.
Well, did they portray the demons as like, pitchfork and all this, or
no, like alien grotesque monsters? And the whole moral of the story was, Keanu Reeves' character, John Constantine, was trying to get into heaven because he had died, and he saw hell. He knew that he was going to hell, so he came back. They somehow came back to life, and he was trying to right God ever since, and he was doing God's work. He was casting demons out and doing stuff for the church, and God was saying that, too bad, so sad. You still killed a person. You're not coming here. So that's basically what it was about.
The John Carpenter movie, The Seven Signs with Demi Moore. It made it to be sound like a reincarnation, like the spirit of Cain. It kept on going. Like he goes, you knew me from the past, and like, yeah, you're like a Roman soldier, and I was like the Mother Mary or something like that. Yeah. And that Demi Moore could help save the Corky character that killed the parents. That you need to save him because there's an angel that said, no, this is it. Nothing's going to stop. God's going to destroy this. And says, anything I can do to save my baby and to save humanity. So they make it sound like the woman is going to save humanity. Again, the woman is portrayed as humanity. And again, we're usurping the humanity over God. And that's why we're in the problem that we are, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what the priest was saying. I knew you from the past. I think Satan like gets into the physical person, not just one person. Eventually, it'll be one person. I don't know what the hell I just said there. Scratch that. I don't know what the hell I just said. Let's see. And it also says too that we will be judging the angels. Did you know that?
Judging the angel.
Yeah.
You want to say hi? Say hi, everybody.
See,
Say hi.
again, the kingdom of God. Hi, how are you?
I'm on TV. I'm a star.
He's on TV. That's Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Oh, Mickey. So,
There.
again, if you
I'm
look,
doing better now.
if you look at us from like I used to work at a residential facility, and so you're a counselor with these people
Okay.
at the residential facility. So I kind of picture that as soul, what is this? As soul below,
As above, so below.
as above, so below. So a person that passes on, it's appointed man to die once, which I believe is spiritual death, then the judgment. Now, what's the judgment? Humanity thinks, okay, you die and you're done. You go to hell or heaven. I think, like I said, Jesus perfecting your soul, that there's ages upon ages, planes upon planes to get that done. So when you move, wherever you left off spiritually, that's the next plane you'll be. That'll be similar to where you left off. You go to that plane. Now you can either come back, or you accept some teachings on a different plane to perfect the again journey home to the light, and it's going to take ages upon ages. Now I was reading Matthew. You ever read Matthew 24, the last chapter there?
No.
Matthew 24, where it talks about when shall the signs of these come? Well, a generation that's talked about, unless let me read this part, because the generation talked about in there is talking about an age. It says the age won't end unless these things happen. The Antichrist and all that kind of stuff happen. So a generation is known as an age. I thought it meant like the people that were witnessing when he was talking to the disciples. I thought they meant like, unless you, well, let me read that.
But what does he define an age as?
That's the question. Some have said, some numerologists, people say 2,000 years, 2167, 1900. So if we look at when Jesus died, or Jesus' thing, he supposedly died in 30 AD. So 2,000 years would be like 2033. But you listen to a Muslim guy who says that he thinks 45, 50 years from now, Israel is going to be a powerful nation.
Well, they're already asking for all kinds of weapons from us now that they've signed that deal.
Usurping America.
What?
Usurping America. So I think that agreement with the Arabs, I think you're going to see the Arabs and Jewish people get together, and they're going to be the power. And I think America's on its downslide.
Where are you going? What do you think you're going to do? What do you think you're going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Why don't you say something to everybody at home? Say hi.
Go ahead, Mickey. Take over, Mickey, for a little bit.
I'm Mickey. Hello, everybody. Say, hello, everybody. I'm Mickey. How are you? I actually have a down south voice. I'm a little Tinkerbell. They call me Daisy May. Boy, I just feel like I'm swimming in all kinds of arm fat. I can't get out of this. Yeah. What? What? You wanted to come in, see? What? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go?
I'll just pick it up in Matthew 24:36. It says, but no one knows about the day or hour, not even the angels in heaven know. The Son does not know, only the Father knows. Remember how it was in the days of Noah. It'll be the same when the Son of Man comes. In the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking. They were getting married. They were giving their daughters to be married. They did all these things right up to the day Noah entered the ark. They knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them away. That is how it will be when the Son of Man comes. 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken and the other left. 2 women will be grinding with the handmill, one will be taken and the other left. So keep watch. You do not know on what day your Lord will come. You must understand something. Suppose the owner of a house knew what time of night the robber was coming, then he would not have kept watch. He would not have let his house be broken into. So you also must be ready. The Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. I'm trying to find where it says the generation. It says, learn a lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come forth, you know that summer is near. I think that's talking about Israel. In the same way, when you see all these things happening, you know that the end is near. It is right at the door. So even now with the Arabs now, they can do trades and stuff like that, and you can see Israel prosper. You may see Israel come up with foods and medications and all sorts of stuff. And the world will look to them for that, say, oh, stuff from Israel. But it talks about generation. It talked about, and I thought he was talking about when the disciples are saying, you guys will see this. And I'm saying, how could these guys see this when they're 2,000 years ago? I wonder if they reincarnate into people. Who knows? I could be like Peter reincarnated because I fly off the handle.
Was our title of our show? Abu is Peter reincarnated.
Yeah,
is a question mark. Is Abu Peter reincarnated? Question mark.
Well, you have so many legions. I mean, like that demonic person had. Each person has a name. Who the hell is? I'm Damien.
Oh boy.
No, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I know, I get it.
Do you ever wonder like who what spirit's in you? Like, what biblical character?
Oh no.
I mean, look at Trump. I would think he has like a spirit of Solomon in him. He's the richest man in the world, most powerful man.
Like I don't think he's the richest man in the world.
Like King Solomon. Well, I don't see Bill Gates the president of the United States.
Not all millionaires flaunt.
You remember like
billionaires, I should say.
You remember Midas the Golden Touch?
Yeah.
Well, see, every time Trump says something, people make money off it. Where's Hunter's shirts? Oh, fill the seat. Now people got fill the seat. They had shirts, fill the seat. He promotes something, like the Regeneron. The stocks went through the roof.
What the hell's Regeneron?
It's some vaccine he was taking or something.
Oh.
As soon as that name came out, the stocks went right through the roof.
Just because it's reacted.
Well, it doesn't react when President Xi of China says something.
Well,
China.
Their own stock markets react in their own way.
Not the world, though. The world's looking to America.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. One day Israel is going to be looked at like that. Supposedly it's Islamic.
Yeah.
Guy said 40, 50 years from now. So who knows?
We won't be around.
Yeah. But
10-4.
I think that's
good talk.
Yeah. First time smoking weed.
That's what your title's going to be?
That we've talked about smoking weed, right? I just forgot.
Alrighty. Well, case point made for weed. Weed 1, brain 0.
I'm trying to think. Is there any other story I want to get into? Any college stories? Yeah, I wish I could have gone and done stuff over and again. That's okay.
We can save stories for next time. I got to get outside and get them stairs.
Yeah, let's go. You got to get those stairs. All right. Well, this has been the Unhinged Revelation Program podcast with Abu David.
And Chris.
And I'm sure Chris will have some stories on that painting job next time.
Should be uneventful. Should be, in theory.
I assure you.
Bye.
Oh, my God. How long was that? How long was that program?
Hour, 10 minutes.
Really? Why'd you cut it off?
You were doing fine.